crafty people, welcome back to another episode of Busy Beader. My name is Caitlin and I am so glad that you're here with us today. Here at Busy Beader, we create fun, simple, and easy crafts that can be accomplished in just a short amount of time so you can unlock your creativity and make something beautiful. Today, we are adding onto a set that we did last year. Last year, we made a necklace and a ring, and today we're going to be making a bracelet, and that is our rainbow seed bead and pearl bracelet. I'm so excited to get to continue this set, to add on. You know how I love a matching set here at Busy Beader, and I kind of made that, and I was like, no, that's good. Let's just do a necklace and a bracelet. And I was looking at the pearls the other day and I was like, no, you know what? This set needs a bracelet too. So that is what we are doing today. And all of my supplies come from my sponsor, Fire Mountain Gems and Beads, and they are now offering a special discount code for my viewers. That code's going to be right here and in the description box below, right next to a link to their website. So you can go on their website, you can order yourself some pearls and some rainbow seed beads and make your own bracelet. And if you miss the necklace and the ring, you can also order the supplies to make those too. And when you apply the code at checkout, you can get $5 off your order. And that is a thank you for being one of my viewers and for checking out my sponsor's website. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. That way you get to join this crafting community that we're creating together. I love getting to hear from you guys. And when you subscribe, you get to hang out with me all the time. But that's enough of talking about all of that stuff. Let's jump into this project today. Step 1. Alright, so today you need to gather some supplies and materials before we get started. You're going to need a set of clippers and 2 sets of pliers. You're going to need some AccuFlex, some AccuGuards, a clasp, and some jump rings. Then you're going to need seed beads in the color variety that you're choosing. Since I'm making this to match a ring and a necklace that we did last year, I'm using the same rainbow seed beads from those projects. And then I'm actually going to be using some real pearls. So from that other project, I was using some crystal pearls. This is a pearl bracelet that I've had and it busted, and I thought that now would be a good time to bring it back to life and get it some use and some love. So if you have pearls that you would like to use like me, go ahead and grab those. Otherwise, you can grab the same crystal pearls that we used in our last project, and then it'll be extra matching. But once you've gathered all your supplies and materials, meet me back here and let's get started. Step 2. All right, so the first thing that I need to do for this project is I need to free my old pearls. So I'm gonna come in here at the end. I'm just gonna clip off my old AccuFlex, and I'm going to free up all my beautiful pearls here. All right, now what we need to do is get some of our AccuFlex. So we are going to pull off, and that's plenty, roughly a foot of it. It's more than we need, especially for a bracelet. We're gonna clip that off there. And we can set our AccuFlex to the side now. And now what we're going to do is firstly keep both ends of your project in your hand at the same time. Unless you'd like to put a bead stopper on, that would help, but do whatever you need to do to make sure that the beads don't go flying off the end. I can show you as well, if you don't want to hold both ends, you can use something as simple as a binder clip. Just clip that on that end there, and now the beads won't go flying off. So what we're going to do is first start with our red, of course. And we are going to thread that through our wire. And now we're going to do a pearl. And then we're going to do orange and a pearl. And I bet you can guess what color comes next since we're doing a rainbow. We're going to do yellow and a pearl, and I'm just going to alternate this until I have used up all my pearls. I already know that this amount of pearls will get me a bracelet of the length that I want, but if you're using a different size pearl, if you're using the smaller pearls that match our other project exactly, you're probably going to need more pearls than I've got. So instead of measuring to the amount of pearls that you've got, measure it to your wrist as you're going along. That way you get the length that you want. But I'm going to let you loose. Just thread your beads on, and then I will show you how to finish our lovely project. Step 3. All right, once you have all of your beautiful beads all strung onto your AccuFlex, I'm just going to go ahead and take my clasp and my jump rings out of our little dish here, as well as 2 of our little AccuGuards, and then I'm going to move this dish over. And I forgot to tell you earlier that we need a crimp as well for our AccuGuards, so my apologies, but also grab your crimp. Now we can go ahead and let loose our end. Just make sure that your beads don't go flying off here. Now we are going to thread on our AccuGuard. So you are going to thread it through one side of the AccuGuard, and then you're going to thread it through the other side of the AccuGuard. And then with the size of the AccuFlex and the seed beads, you won't be able to go back through the pearl, but you can go back through the seed bead. So go back through that first seed bead there, and you're gonna pull. And on this first side, it doesn't matter how tight or how loose your string is, just make sure you've got plenty of it on this other end to work with. But we're gonna really tighten it on the other side. So now you are going to grab your crimp, and you're gonna come over in between our AccuGuard, go to this area at the bottom here for crimping. You're gonna put it in that first chunk of the crimp, not the part that makes a smile because the AccuGuards already have that part, but the part that makes it round or oval shaped. And anyway, you're gonna crimp that sucker down right there. And then we're gonna go over to this other side, and this is your last chance to make sure that your AccuGuard's not your AccuFlex isn't going above your AccuGuard. And you're gonna go to this other side, and you're going to crimp again as well. Now you can go back through if you want to and kind of crimp around this top edge as well, just making sure that's all nice and secure. And then we're gonna do what we did before, take our pliers and kind of bend this guy back into a horseshoe shape. When you crimp, it kind of gets a little wonky, but you're gonna make that so that those two little ends touch like that. You can at this point cut your extra wire if you like, but I'm gonna do that at the end and reinforce it with a little bit of glue as well, just because I am extra cautious by nature. But you do not have to do that. You can just, the crimping should be enough. You can just clip that wire and move on. But anyway, let's do this other side first. So we're gonna come back to this other side. We're gonna push all of our beads to where they're tight, and we are going to thread on our other AccuGuard. So you're gonna go through one side of the horseshoe shape, through the other, and then we're gonna bring that down, and we're also gonna go through this seed bead here, and we are going to pull that through, and then you're just going to gently tug and pull until it is nice and as tight as you can make it before crimping. And we're gonna do the exact same thing we did before. Step 4. Now you don't want a lot of space, but you do want just enough space so that it stays flexible. If it's too tight, then it won't stay flexible. So now what we're going to do is cut and glue. So we are going to take our trusty E6000, my mangled little glue friend. We're gonna open that up, and we're gonna have our piece of wire that we use for that on standby. And I'm gonna come up over here, and I'm going to cut that wire right there. Now I'm going to take the piece of scrap metal I have here, and I'm going to get a little bit of this E6000 out of the bottle, and I am going to coat this end. Try to get as little as possible of it on the pearl as you can, but you know, as it happens is as it happens typically. We're gonna come over and we're gonna do this to the other side. So we are going to clip that end off there, and we're gonna steal a little bit of glue, and we are going to coat that area. And now we want to leave that glue to sit between 24 and 48 hours before we do anything else with it. That way we can let it do its job of adhering everything that it should. Step 5. All right, so once you have let that glue dry, now we get to add our clasp. So I'm just going to come over to this jump ring here and open it up. I'm going to slip our clasp through, and then I'm going to slip it through our little loop on our AccuGuard. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to close. Now I'm going to add our connector on this other side. And this would be the time that if you misjudged how big your wrist is or how small it is, you could add a chain extender, and that's an easy way to alleviate that problem. But now we have full set. And just like that, you have another piece of jewelry to complement our rainbow and pearl set. This bracelet is so pretty. I love those rainbow seed beads in between the pearls. It's just so much fun. This is a very simple project. I love pearls, and I know that all of you love pearls because those are some of my most popular videos. So I hope you enjoyed getting to make this with me today as well. If you did, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. That way you can join our growing crafting community. And don't forget to check out my sponsor and take advantage of the discount code that is in the description box below. I hope that you have a wonderful rainbow-filled week, and I will see you in the next one.